Okay.
Okay, so we are online. Thank you for looking at this new episode of Puppetraining, the program that we run within the Professional Training Commission of UNIMA, and that it's about to show different training programs in puppetry around the world, so to help connections between different institutions in different countries, and to let students know what happened in other countries, and where to study, where to look at, where to research, where to well, different kind of countries and institutions has different ways to to training. In this case, today, it's an honor for me to present Nyoman Sedana, which is, well, for me, it's really an incredible puppeteer, um, who is at a lang, and we are very honored with his presence. He's incredible puppeteer. Some words about Wayang. I want to say that Wayang is, to whom doesn't know, Wayang is a traditional theater of Indonesia and Malaysia, which takes various forms in the different linguistic and cultural areas of the country. The Balinese variation is a shadow theater with the most normal form, the Wayang Parwa, telling Mahabharata stories in local adaptations. It is imbricated in Indo-Bali religious belief and accompanied by 2 or 4 genders, metallophone percussion instruments, in a show lasting about 3 hours with a solo dalang, puppet master, singing, manipulating, narrating, and speaking for all the characters. The goal in studying Balinese Wayang puppetry is to understand its traditions, aesthetics, its philosophy, and innovations, to create productions that appeal in different contemporary viewers around the world. Through family and school-based training, students are taught kawi dalang, that is the creative art of the puppet master. At Institut Seni Indonesia, Denpasar, curricular innovations have occurred in theory and practical work combined. Students' final projects often favor contemporary Wayang using new puppets, innovative stories, music, and manipulation technique. Our guest today, Nyoman Sedana, is the professor at the Indonesian Institute of Arts in Denpasar. He is director of Bali module and head of the Indonesian Union of Puppeteers in Bali. He received a master from Brown University and a PhD from University of Georgia, and has performed in Asia, in the US, in the UK, in Europe. His research has been supported by Yale Institute of Sacred Music, an International Institute of Asian Studies, Asian Research Institute at the National University of Singapore, ASF Bangkok, Indian Council on Cultural Relations, Freeman Foundation, Asian Cultural Council, and University of California. He has published in Asian Theater Journal, Puppetry International, Asian Music Puppetry Yearbook, and he's co-author of Performance in Bali. So we are in the presence of an incredible professional with us. So I want to really thank you very much, Professor Nyoman Sedana, and the word is yours, please.
Om Swastiastu, good evening from Bali. Now in Bali about 7 o'clock in the evening. And wishing you all the best of health and prosperity and happiness as we are preparing our holy day, Kuningan ceremony in Bali. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, my dear friend Tito Claraface, for giving me this opportunity. I'm happy to share my Bali Wayang Puppetraining. Basically, we have village and school training. That's I would like to two different things that I already published in Hawaii in Asian Theater Journal. And then I already compare and contrast over there. Perhaps I can share some ideas.
Please.
And then in campus, in government sponsored school or the university and college, we have a high school art conservatory who also studying Patria start from high school officially. After I studied in the village, and then start high school for 4 years at the time, and then after that go to college. College we have undergraduate degree. Student has to write a scripsi, the so-called scripsi, in order to complete the undergraduate degree. And then on my next on master degree, student has to write a thesis, and also now recently, a student can also get PhD. And yeah, so in my campus, you guys can get undergraduate degree. In addition to writing a undergraduate thesis, you have also performed. You must have. Therefore, the training method and the requirement is increasing from high school into undergraduate degree. And then after you complete your BA, bachelor degree, undergraduate degree, and then you can write your thesis using a lot of using theory, borrowing theory, trying to formulate their ideas and also perform. And we have, and in the last degree, which is PhD, we have been successful to have 2 successful PhD. The first one is Dr. Gusti Madi Dharma Putra, who has been traveling with you in China. And then the second one, yes, that's the first PhD, successful PhD from and you already see how Wayang puppetry from his final project, the 3-dimensional. Okay. And then the second PhD, successful PhD, Dr. Ketut Sudiano. And now we have 3 PhD candidates in Wayang puppetry. Okay. Of the 3, yes, of the 3 is Madi Sidia from Bono, Sadi from Ubud, and then Kadek Widyana, who is also faculty members at Denpasar. So that's in general I can share. Of course, the theoretical and practical approach and aesthetic concept and artistic method is more challenging, and as you go getting higher degree, and therefore it is important for you to read my last article that I published in peer Puppetry International Research Journal under college. Thanks for helping. Thank you, Professor Claudia and Professor Katie Foley for. Should I use this one? How, like this? So hopefully this is better.
Yeah, this is better. And this article you wrote, it's really useful for everybody to let know aesthetics, the philosophy of Wayang, and yeah, it's very important to everybody to read that. Everybody who want to research and to play and to know more about Wayang Yeah, it's very, very useful. We can share when we received many mails asking for something after this meeting, we can share this with everybody, no? As you said.
I would also like to thank President UNIMA, Ms. Karen Smith, for publishing the report of our workshop. Thank you also, Tito, for joining us. So I think that also good to learn, because we use not only traditional but also modern colossal wayang puppetry. So let me try to start from how to share this one, Jurgen? Sharing my PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
I would like to this one, yes. Yeah. Okay. This is typically children would do in a family of dalang puppetry. This one, young boy, like 6 years old, 7 years old, start to learn wayang puppetry in the house. And this is actually Georgian when he was a little boy. Of course, this is I have in. And then his sister also trying to play, motivated to play wayang, even though still in stroller like that. So that's typical way how Balinese children start their artistry, puppetry, dance acting. They like to pretend to act as certain characters and often organize a pseudo performance in the house or outdoor underneath a big tree, for example. So I asked my wife also like that. And she said that she pretend her group already flying to different country by climbing up to the tree. And another tree, they tell their own story. This is now going abroad, for example, like that. It turned out to become a reality. So what they, when they talk as a children sharing each other, now we are going to perform abroad, for example, it's become a reality. That's amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah, in that instance, they may also play wayang puppet or a gamelan. I played gamelan much as they wish without being told. No one told me like this one suggests. And this by 11 in this case wayang show in English by Georgian when he was already 11 years old with dalang. He performed also in the Bali Art Festival when he was 11 years old. It was 10 August. So his debut was in Ubud Art Festival at 10 August 2009, and then after that he performed in 6 cities in India, and some campus in America, in Yale University, in Chapel, like that one, and the last one, as you see, but he's not boy dalang anymore. He is already adult now. This is the typical studio. My studio is not too big, it's not too small. It's I would count it as a medium size mine. But other, like my parent, has larger space for rehearsal. And CD also, as you can see, very, very, very large. My campus has rich collection also. And this is a traditional wayang puppetry of Bali. There's more like that one. In one box like with this. In one box like that one, we can put 100 puppet, 120 or 125.
Wow.
With this wayang. But when we use colossal wayang puppetry like this, we have to buy the biggest bag, 2 biggest bag in order to perform in LaSalle College. LaSalle College part in Singapore, too big. We ordered what is the biggest bag allowed by airplane, and we bought 2 of them in order to bring this kind of wayang. This we have been using. Yeah, the biggest one we have now is Rando and Barang and Rando. That's the biggest Balinese puppetry that we have. Of course, the sacred puppet like Barong Landung, of course, is bigger, but that is not for profane secular performance, only for sacred performance. As you told me a while ago, some students might be interested, or any artists, scholars, visitors might be interested to come to Bali to study whatever. But then many of them, hundreds of them already came, mostly coming from East 15 Acting School, SESAC University of London, and then from University of Georgia, etc., etc. And unfortunately, we have only 6 cheap accommodation. This is most affordable accommodation for 6 students in Denpasar, Bali. Simply email us, email it when it's available, because this is based on first come, first serve. So 2 bed and a downstairs, and then 4 beds on upstairs. So you can feel free to push this one, because we accept international students. We deliberately provide a special space for international students too, because my PhD was
just a question to connect with you, to ask to go there. Is that the address, bali.module@yahoo.com?
Yes, you can simply email us, then I will send the share location.
Okay, good.
All international students, even though London student the first time coming to Bali, they can directly find our house, because in the center of between Denpasar and Sanur. So they never have a problem. Hundreds of them already, without having a problem like that. Why I prefer to give my email, so I know who will come. Otherwise, if I give my address, then like last time, somebody coming that I'm not prepared yet. Sorry about that. So prefer, please write Bali to email me, bali.module@yahoo.com. Then first come, first serve with 6 bed.
Good.
But for reasonable, I mean, for a professor like, say, some professor from Australia, some professor from America, from India, for example, I do have 1 or 2 rooms. This is a reasonable guest room for visiting artists or scholars. I do have, but only 1 or 2 like that available. Professor Kati quite often using this one. Another professor too. This is how Dalang prepare their performance by reciting some mantras while the musicians playing the overture, the beginning. The overture is to invite audience, hey, we are ready to perform, come here closer. And at the same time, the Dalang dedicating the offering, reciting the mantra, bringing the energy from the microcosmos to create the microcosmos. The energy is called, the natural microcosmic energy is called by Deva, because Deva itself is deaf, therefore the God. Well, you might think that is electron. The electron from the microcosmos to manifest into a performance. So that's the basic idea.
It's the chi for the Chinese, right?
Yes, that's it, the chi. Basically, to transform the existing energy into a performance. Whatever the energy in the world. For example, the energy of earth, the energy of water, the energy of fire, the energy of wind, space, sky, star, planet, sun, and moon. That's why if all Dalang recite the prologue like this, may there be no hindrance or obstacle. Once upon a time, who knows how long ago it was, holy emptiness, great emptiness appear. like screen of lightning, penetrating the entire cosmos. That's energy penetrating the entire cosmos. Then down like a torrent came the earth, water, wind, fire, space, star, planet, sun, and moon. The sacred shadow figure suddenly appears by the behest of the God Most High, especially God the teacher. So there's a transformation from the energy, from the great emptiness, holy emptiness, into the wayang puppetry. So that's what all, no matter what, no matter what is the story you're going to perform, whoever perform, they always recite that the so-called penyaca Paro or Purwakanda, which is basically the introductions of the play itself. Okay, now let's see. Compare village art training education, village, and compare and contrast between village and school. Now we start in the village. And in the village art training education, 4 main activities over there in the bottom, and then the place you can see the so-called Maguru Sisya tutorial. So if you go to, like me, to go to my teacher, to so go to a guru house, like some student coming here now. And then Nyantrik apprentices live in a guru's house for several years, sometimes, or several days, several weeks, depending on. In my case, I keep on coming back and forth. Only sometimes I sleep over there because after performing with my guru, I cannot go home yet. I sleep over there, example. And then there's also autodidact. The ngekolawi autodidact can be anywhere, up to the learner, up to the students. And the last one of the 4 important activities is Nyastra, the oldest extant literary studies. So this is the sacred tranquil area where people can practice the literary studies. So there's 4 main activities available in the village. Before the school-based training is was started in, I believe, in 1975, I believe, like that. So this is what I call by literary studies, Masanti, the oldest extant reading Kakawin. One person recite the poem, the Kakawin poem or Gaguritan poetry, and the other one translate into vernacular language. The dramatic reservoir, the narrative reservoir, mostly the epic of Ramayana and Mahabharata and some local stories. This has become important activities until the government make a competition of ritual reading. As you can see, like this one, there's still a competition. So one explaining, one reading the poem and the other elucidating, elaborating, and translating into a local language, vernacular language. The next, ritual reading, this Nyastra serve as the proto-ethical practice. So when considering the interrelation between art genre and literature. So consider the art genre, which is art form, and then the literature. For example, if you guys want to start wayang kulit parwo with Quartet Gener Wayang, you need to familiarize yourself with the Kakawin poem Bharata Yuddha or Adiparwa or Parwa of the Mahabharata, the Indian epic of the Mahabharata. If you guys want to focus on wayang kulit Ramayana with the Sandandro Patel music, and then your dramatic reservoirs must be Kakawin poem of the Ramayana, so not Mahabharata, not Parwa. And then when you want to focus yourself on wayang kulit Gambuh, which is Panji circle, Pegambuhan. This is the local dramatic literature, dramatic reservoir. People think, scholars think this is indigenously Indonesian. So you guys need to read the Kidung Malat or Panji cycle. this different kind of literature. If you guys want to be the dalang puppeteers of wayang kulit cupak with the slendro batel music, see, the form itself already is related directly with the musical accompaniment. Like this one, wayang kulit cupak with the slendro batel music. So you guys need to read the Cupak Putri, Gaguritan Cupak, which is a Putri Balinese folk story. So at least that's in the traditional genre. Still exists in Bali. And the next one, when you guys want to focus on yourself on wayang kulit arjo, like myself, I learned wayang arjo from my teacher. And after that, I do a final presentation to complete my degree. So my first degree in puppetry by using wayang arjo with gagudangan musik. Also using the Panji cycle. So this is very important. And then when you want to be a dalang puppeteer of wayang kulit tantri with a Semar Pugulingan music, the story about the animals. So you need to learn the kidung to read the kidung tantri, the literature. See, so different puppetry, different literature. Yeah. Yes.
And different music also.
Yes, different music, different literature, and different form, different genre of the puppetry itself. So kidung tantri. First, wayang kulit tantri performed by Asti student, and then after that, my teacher Pak Wijo make it more famous to perform everywhere throughout the island and also abroad, mostly in America and Italy. So that start the wayang based on the animals, because the story of animal were also interesting, can teach about our civilization also. In other words, we can be civilized by understanding the story of the animals, like that one. For example, yeah, when the turtle go together with the duck flying, and somebody said, the dog said, hey, that's the duck flying, the bird flying on the sky. Perhaps that is a big, what is, I'm sorry to say, that's a shit, for example, like that. And then the turtle was mad. And then, and consequently, the turtle has to open his mouth instead of gripping the feet of the bird, and then he fall down, and then the dog eat him. But if the turtle not mad, not trying to respond what people said about him, then he will be safe. Like, for example, like that. Or the dog trying to make the lion and the tiger fighting each other, and until they kill one another, and then the dog become the king. So, for example, like that. So, if you feel yourself smaller, then you had better trying to find the bigger one to fight each other, and you become the king. For example, like that. So a lot of things in animal learning, animal for our human life. The next one, the so-called wayang kulit babat, also was produced by student in our campus using generamat music. See, different music again. Because in Bali we have about 28 different music ensemble. Yeah. 28 music different ensemble. The traditional one plus if the contemporary one, more than 30 music ensemble, like gong gede, like this one gaguntang and Semar Pugulingan, generamat. That is the ensemble, separate example. So number 7, if you want to focus to be dalang puppeteer wayang kulit babat using a gener ramat, not genre but gener ramat, using both hand like that one, then you need to learn to study the babat, genealogical, chronicle, local history mixed with mythology. And sometime if you not careful, probably offend some villager with that, and this is a bit dangerous because many segment of the story really related to a certain caste, a certain group of people in Bali. So this is more tricky. Number 7, the literature if you perform that one. Number 8, wayang kulit caronarang. This is like a Tempest. Shakespeare Tempest is about the black magic. Wayang kulit, if you want to do wayang kulit caronarang using the gong kepiar music, you need to read to master the book on witchcraft caronarang, including Guguritan Pasur. Yeah. Let's keep on moving. Now, village and school training education. Compare and contrast in terms of the, while ago we already have the village. Context and conditions, management, agent, patron, and participants, objective, goal, expectation, method, means, output, and outcome. Those of you who read my article in Hawaii Asian Theater Journal will have no problem to follow this one. But Mr. Tito told me a while ago, but sometimes people might don't have a chance to read my article, consequently they can see this one. All right, now we compare the context and conditions management. Now, in the left is village training education, the village training, I mean, and the right is school training education. In the village, it is the puppet training is based on people belief and philosophy. And in campus, in school, is considered by academic curriculum. So if you go to my campus, there's already curriculum. You cannot ask, you cannot change. No, I want to study this instead of that. You cannot do like that one. Whatsoever is given by the curriculum, you have to learn that one. So, for example, if you want instructor B, but if in the schedule is by instructor A, you still have to listen instructor A. Meaning, curriculum is very demanding in school. In the village, the intensity follows ritual activity when they are about to perform. And next week, for example, there is going to be a temple anniversary. Then the activity may be increasing. But in campus, it depends on exam, class presentation. Yeah, class presentation. Let me do it quickly.
No. Just only say hello to Paulo Ballardin, who is here.
All right. If you want me to expedite, because I have so many things, maybe I want to save some time for Georgian to do something like that. So I think this is the comparison contrast. Perhaps you can read faster than I can say.
Okay.
So in campus, based on in guru or student's house, in the studio puppetry classroom in campus, always in the puppetry studio classroom. In the village, they're taught by only one guru. In the village, you have one guru. If I go to Kuwati, I have Pak Narto, for example. If I go to Bono, I have Bapak Dalang Sijo, for example. So one guru. But in campus, you have plenty. After me, for example, Pak Kodi, Pak Sudiano, Pak Marionnette, Pak Bijano, Pak Sidio. So one after another. See, a lot. I have dozens of teachers in school. As old as many of them already passed away. Many of them.
Nyoman, I want to ask you something. There is any relation between the curriculum from the university, from the school? There is any link between the school and the village and the popular training? Because this is clear that it's two very different ways. One way is the academic way with the curriculum and so on, and the other way is the most popular in the village. So there is a kind of link from the university.
Yes. The answer is yes. In previous time, the local guru invited to teach sometimes in
academy.
And even now even more. Now even more. My puppetry department, hopefully Pak Marionnette or some friends can explain. My puppetry department regularly hire a certain instructor from the village, the so-called dosen tamu. dosen tamu is visiting teachers, visiting instructor. And regularly, there is a schedule over there. This week, this percentage over there. If some of my friends joining this one, he or she can explain that this person is paid well. No, not well. Properly paid properly by my study program by campus. I'm not eligible. I'm not eligible. Those who are already hired by the Ministry of National Education and Culture not eligible to be visiting instructor in my campus. Only the practitioners, practitioners of dancers or wayang, dalang, puppeteers, or a musician, whoever practitioner, whatever you are. If you are considered having enough competency, the school, the study program will invite you, will schedule you. You only give your bank account. You only give your bank account to my campus, and the campus will put money in your bank account. That is that. I forget how much is that, but I can ask in case you want, for sure. Okay. Yes, so there's interrelation between that. But the government in Jakarta demand more theory. Therefore, I have to use all of my theory that I studied 8 years in the United States in order to open a master degree, Master of Fine Art until PhD. Okay, let me continue. Any other question?
No. Thank you.
Okay. So taught by one guru, except Gambalan, all by one guru. Each lesson in campus, each lesson, every lesson, now by a distinctive instructor. For example, now if I teach wayang arjo, which is opera wayang, and then the next class is wayang parwo, must be different instructor. Yeah, the next one is wayang rama, different instructor. See, like that one. So each genre has its own distinctive instructor in campus. Yeah. Guru highly respected and appreciated in the village, but in campus reasonably credited and respected. But the bad thing is when one instructor doesn't meet the requirement from Jakarta, for example, not having enough publication, then Jakarta will cut the salary by a half. Too bad. Yeah. For example, because your rank is very high, in every year or three years, you have to publish internationally, but you only publish locally, then that is a way that the Jakarta government will cut your salary by a half if you don't comply. Yes, that's the bad thing for instructor at ISI Denpasar in my campus. It's a serious threat. Therefore, when Professor Claudia helped my friends to publish, it's actually very, very great help. And now all of my faculty in puppetry department all receive a full salary. Thank you very much, Professor Katie. Thank you very much, Professor Claudia, and all and whoever helped my friends publish over there in PIL, Puppetry International Research, and 100 Khalid. So very, very good, very helpful. And the reason I got a full professorship position in the 1st of March 2006, yeah, because they think Jakarta think my publication is good. So they think my publication is good, is acceptable. Therefore, Jakarta gave me full professorship position since the 1st of March 2006. So 18 years, something like that ago. So very good salary, very generous government. So that's the difference. In the village, no matter how good you are, you will not be a professor. Your daily income. But like this, if you are good performers, like my student, Chen Blong, for example, he can make money in one night equal to my salary in 1 month. I'm a professor, yes. The salary of a professor in 1 month equal to the honorarium of my Dalang student who performed in 1 night. One of them is Dalang Chen Blong. I think you have seen that. That
But
is the result.
okay, but that money that they pay for the performance of the dalang in one night in the village,
Yes.
that
Yes.
money came from where? From each of they buy the ticket, they put the money inside the hat, or where is coming? That money coming from
Interesting.
where? From the government or from the village?
Yes, very good. Most of them from the party, political parties. So if you want to, yes, from political party. For example, you have your party. I don't have to tell the right name of the party. We have a lot of party, right? If you want to become the head of the party, in order to collect people, to collect villager, you simply held the wayang performance in the square, in the city square, for example, in campus, or recently in the beach. You want to bring like 5,000, 10,000 people, and then you will show your program over there because you are the leader of the political party. That is the possible. And the second, yes, that's why he got well paid, more than 20 million a night, more than 20 million a night.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Understand.
And government also. And some wealthy people also combine themselves, can afford, but not regular people, not a regular villager. So, yeah, quite often you get the political party hire him to perform.
Understood. Thank you.
Yes, otherwise, if you are the leader of your party, probably if you without wayang performance, if you invite people probably come like 1,000 or 500, no more than 1,000. But if you perform a wayang, you can bring 5,000, more than 5,000 like that. Why I say more than 5,000 when he performed in Bali Art Center in the open stage over there, people said that is the capacity of that state open stage is 5,000. It turned out so many audience still are wandering around. They didn't get a chance. They didn't get the space. So it's meaning more than 5,000, even that I see in Bali Art Festival. So that's the reason. So guru highly respected. Guru receive unfixed compensation. Well, like when I teach in Kintamani, people did not pay me money, but the villager, the parents of the students, put in one car rice, vegetable, corn, onion, whatever they fish, whatever they have their crop around surrounding the lake of Batur. I was teaching over there in the perimeter, in the edge of Lake of Batur, the village of Songan. So they did not pay me with the money. They pay with everything that we can need. We need to cook in the kitchen, everything. Yeah, rice, corn, vegetable. That's for like for 3 weeks, like something like that.
Okay.
In campus, the instructor receive a fixed increase monthly salary. If you have better salary, if you're better instructor, your performance better, you get increasing salary. Georgians, I think I have to hand it to you. If I continue this one, you will have no time left for Georgian. In the village, usually evening or afternoon practice. In campus, morning and afternoon. Georgian, should I stop right here, Georgian? Let me just... Okay. So village and school, let's read it quickly. Yeah. Okay, compare in the village objective goal, and then in school expectation. In the village, focus on one puppet form. Nah, in school, spread out into several art forms. Make the students very difficult to master because they have to learn wayang arjo, for example. They have to wayang Parwo, they have to learn wayang Ramayana, etc., etc. And in the village, single target to be a dalang expert, only to be a dalang. But in campus, balance expert and artist scholars, you can art manager, you can be instructor, you can be a professor, like that. so many things. You can be a creator or a producer. That's what is trained in campus. Now in terms of agent and participant, in the village, mostly artist family, though anyone may join it. Yeah, mostly artist family. Though recently anyone may join it. In school, strictly only for those eligible academically. Boy, girl is excluded. You must have a certain age, certain criteria. And then in the village, individual and family effort. Based on individual and family effort, that is the achievement. But in school, based on class or semester schedule. So you cannot go too fast, you cannot slow down, or you will be behind. But in the village, you can be anywhere, depending on what you want. The learning method. Now the learning method. In the village, lesson is rarely written down. In school, well-written and recorded module is required. For example, I have some like a play script, like we call pakam. Recently, even my Arjo opera also using Western play script like Shakespeare play script like that. So that's adopted by the school, by campus. In the village, conservative. The nature is select only the auspicious days. If not auspicious days, you may not do it. In school, innovative, based on the focus in innovation. No day discrimination. The same. Puja formalized elaborately in the village. Puja individualized and subtly. Subtle puja. Yeah.
Sorry, Nyoman. Could you explain a little bit what is puja?
Puja is connecting yourself to the higher power, to the highest power, whatever power you think can help yourself. That you, in order to access that spiritual power, you need to have the puja. And in actual reality, Dalang itself is a bridge between the spiritual realm and material realm. For example, if I am required to create holy water, I need to perform and then to use the offering and to request permission to the god of Kala, the titan of Kala, the god of Kala, god of time, permission. And I dedicate offering. The offering is called Tebasan Tadah Kalau. Tebasan Tadah Kalau is rice with a raw blood,
and flowers,
pig, and then the plate must be the leaf of lotus and with the white and black cloth. So very prescribed, precise offering for the god Kala must be there, who control the time. So first I have to connect myself with that one using the mantra that I learned. My teacher said, if you, for example, don't remember precisely the mantra, at least you have the intention.
Yeah.
You must learn first, then you have the intention. It is to dedicate the offering to the god of time, the god of Kala, and to request a personal patient, please, from now on, don't harm, please protect this person because he or she is now dedicating offering, she worship to you, blah, blah, whatever the requirement as you required. So I'm positioning myself as the bridge between the beneficiary who is doing the purification and the spiritual realms, whatever god I want to contact and request the holy water from that god, and then this beneficiary will use 3 days in a row, now, tomorrow, and the day after that. Yeah, so that's a scholar. We have to use puja. Natya Sastra mentioned, the Natya Sastra mentioned, if you don't do puja in a theater, if you don't do puja in theater, sorry to say it, you may be cursed into a lower animal like that one. So hopefully that is not true. But Natya Sastra explicitly mentioned that one. Theater without puja is not good. It's dangerous because persons may be cursed into creature of lower into lower order, cursed into creature of lower orders like that. The Natya Sastra mentioned that. I bought 2 Natya Sastra from India.
May I share something? Just 1 second.
Yes, please. Yes, this is important, I think. Yes.
Because I ask you about what is in reality puja, that name, because it's really amazing for me to hear that word puja, because
Puja.
I am, I am from Latin America, and in the Andes mountain, in the mountain of Los Andes, there are a lot of people who lives there, the natives. They have spirituality really and really believes in the same than you express about the linked between the energy of high worlds and the normal worlds, and they things also in 3 kind of words: Hanam Pacha, Human Pacha, Pachamama. So, and the word that they use to define the ceremony, to, for example, to give better the water or to give better an actions you made, the word they use is puja. But they speak puja in Spanish. So it's it's amazing for me to hear the same word in Balinese or in Hindi, and in Andes so far. And here Manesh Pachiaru said that in India they use also puja to refers to the worship rituals. Yeah, and sound very similar as of Indonesian scriptures. It's interesting. The word is a circle. Spirituality is all over the world.
The same thing also when I research puppet in China. The same words over there is the Lord of Hell is Yama. The Lord of Hell is Yama. In Japan also like that. I compare and contrast I published also article. In order to save our ancestor, we have to do good thing here. So we send our merit by doing good thing here and to help the spirits of our ancestor over there, perhaps 100 years ago, 50 years ago, they did that. So there is same tradition in Bali, in China, in Japan, but the name is different. In China, it's called Mulian Jumu, who want to rescue his mother from the hell controlled by the god of Yama. So the god also Yama. In Bali also called Yama. When I go to Japan to learn Mokurenki, Mokurenki also desperately need to rescue the spirit of his mother by doing good thing here, and then until the god of Yama release no more torturing his mother like that. So it's very interesting. Why the same Yama? Yeah, interesting also like that. And my puja in Bali, some of my puja in Bali, exactly the same as puja of Dalang Puppeteer in Yogyakarta. Why I know it? When the first International Wayang conference over there was a Ruwatan Puja purification, and the Dalang over there mentions mantra very loudly, while I didn't speak that loud. This word. Om Gunung Mas Apucak Manik Akrikil Nawaratno Inapungan ing Nagopatro Ingaranang Sangyang Mesti Tirto Kamandalu Makoriping Nawa. That one, Gunung Mas Apucak Manik Akrikil Nawaratna, that one also recited by the the dalang in Central Java. I don't know how come my mantra is the same. The difference only he recites very loudly, but I don't recite it out loud. It's just enough to hear by my hearing by myself. But my focus on deep concentration is important instead of saying it loudly. So that's also the same exactly the same mantra because he recited it loudly. That's why I know. Jurjan, I should stop. I think because it's 1 hour and I have to.
Maybe we can share also some of the videos.
Yes. Right. If I keep on, then I will take all of them. Okay. Later on, if you save some time, I will like to share this one. So let me stop the sharing. Puppet training is not only talking, it's not only speaking, it's not only writing, but most importantly, is doing, is practicing. Some people may say, "Oh, you are not talking." Yeah, there's meaning if somebody want to undermine someone, oh, you know only talk, or know to talk, but you don't know how to do the things, so for example, like that. So doing, practicing, performing is considered more important than writing and publishing, analyzing. So Georgian, can you take this session now, Georgian? Because I don't want to finish all of the time because can you do now, just how come you no
yeah. Georgiana.
Hi
please
everyone.
Can you present yourself to everybody?
I am Georgian. Is it already? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Made Georgiana Triwinadi, but you guys can call me Georgian, and I'm the son of Professor Sedana. Thank you very much for the time. I wish you guys enjoy the speech while go, because now I would like to show a bit of the practice side, because I'm more towards the practice side. Do we need to do something before I show what I would like to show, Mr. Tito?
Yes. What you want? Yes, please.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to explain a bit that in Bali, instead of we focus on the variety of material we show, we tend to focus on the variety of action we can show based on the material available. That is why, if you guys see deeply in Balinese puppetry art, we actually only have one form of puppet, which we call the wayang kulit. So I will stop this. This. Yeah. So this is what we call the wayang kulit. Wayang kulit basically is two-dimensional puppet, mainly purposed to cast shadow, but sometimes we also show it directly like this. And because sometimes we show it directly like this, we have the color, but still we have the carving. And then you guys can see we still have the face posture and also the body posture. This is our only form of puppetry in Bali. But exactly because this is our only form of puppetry in Bali, that's why we have variety of detail instead of variety of puppet. If you guys pay attention, there are some detail in carving. All of them is to create one variety in detail. That's why usually Balinese people is less on the full form. Instead they are in the detail of the form. So this is the kind of puppet. It is made out of cow leather, mainly out of cow leather. Why? Because the durability, because it's natural from the nature. We believe the cow is from nature. And then we also believe that the cow has its own spiritual aspect, its own spiritual power, because the belief that the vehicle of God Shiva is calm. So having an aspect of that in our puppet give us the mindset that, oh, this is a special thing. Oh, this is a very holy thing. That's why traditional puppet, the main purpose is to be performed for ceremony. But Balinese has gone through many development. So still our traditional puppet is only this one, which we call wayang kulit, or the direct translation is leather puppet. But we have some other development in three-dimensional, in big puppet. But before I show you the development, I would like to show you the potential of this puppet. First, I will show you the anatomy of this puppet. If you guys pay attention, the head is actually a bit too big compared to the feet if we see the real anatomy of a human. So actually the head is a bit too big. Why? Because the way you use the puppet is, if you have screen here, you will put only the head attached to the puppet, while you will pull the feet backward. And when the puppet is hit by a light source, then the feet will become bigger. So if the size of the feet follow the real anatomy of the human, then in the shadow, the feet will be too big. So that is the reason why if you see the anatomy of the head is a bit too big. Though additionally, because it looks prettier like this, that's why we let it like this. Even though the use have been developing, we've been using it in different kind of method, different kind of way, but we still make it with this anatomy because it just looks beautiful as how it is. And then, even though you can see that the feet has no movement, you cannot move the feet that much, nor the body, nor the head. But because Balinese people likes to play more on action, if you hit it, if you put it in the screen, then you can actually move the feet into a certain movement. You can also make as though the head is moving. So if you put the head on the screen, then the head will stay while you turn the body, and the body will do a certain movement like Balinese movement. Also, with the position of the hand, you can actually make him bigger or smaller. This two-dimensional puppet also give the benefit of easier storing. So the inventory, you can make it smaller. So that's why a lot of puppeteer, despite the development of Balinese puppetry in Bali, they still prefer to use this puppet because it's very good. You can have some movement, but also what is quite interesting in Bali, we are more toward kawi suara or vocal manipulation. So that's why in Bali, we have something what I call hyperbola in vocal with beauty. Why? Because Balinese vocal is based on this 4 characters. I will show you guys one by one. The first one is this guy. His name is Tualen. Tualen, he is like the old but lovely character. He is the wise character, though sometimes he like to play around, especially when there is beautiful girl, but still he is the wise guy. He is the main servant of any protagonist character in the story. So no matter what the story is, he will be the servant of the protagonist character. But even though he is a servant, his level of royalty is actually kind of a bit higher than the king itself. So like a lot of the king actually praise him even though he is a servant. And as I said before, what's beautiful is the sound. The sound of Tualen is like this. Good evening, everyone from Bali. I am Tualen. Yeah, so you guys can see it's very heavy and then it's very slow tempo. That's the first character. This character is used a lot in many performance because of his versatility. So that's the first character, and then the second character is the son of Tualen. This is Merdah. So sorry that we like to exaggerate in the R, but Indonesia is just like that. So Merdah, he is the son of Tualen. Because Bali like to play more on accent, we like to play more on pattern. So what we do is we make Tualen's voice so contrast from Merdah's voice. So when Tualen goes slow and deep, Merdah is the opposite. He's fast. Good evening, everybody. Good evening from Bali. I am Merdah. I am the son of Tualen, and I'm always so joyful. I'm always so happy because I'm always excited to have a new experience every day, every second. That's me. I am Merdah. So that's Merdah. So again, in contrast from Tualen, that is Merdah go. So contrast playing on pattern instead of on variety of puppet. That's the first two character, and then I will now introduce you the rest. This one is Delem. He will always be the servant of the antagonist of the story. No matter who the antagonist of the story is, he will be the servant of them. No matter the story is Ramayana or Mahabharata, he will always be the servant. His character is so arrogant. You know, those guys who always talk a lot as though he is the smartest, but actually he can't do anything. Actually, he is not good in anything. He's just so arrogant. The typical mainstream antagonist character, that's Delem. So Delem, his sound goes like this. Like, everyone, I am Delem. Everyone always call me arrogant. I don't understand. I'm not arrogant. I just love to show them how good I am. I just love to show them how handsome I am. I just love to show them how rich I am. What is wrong with that? Of course, there is nothing wrong with that. And that is me. I am Delem, one of the characters that become the basic voice of Balinese voice vocabulary. That's Delem. And the last character is Sangut. Sangut will always accompany Delem. It is not clear whether Sangut is Delem's brother or he is just a friend so close to Delem that they are like brothers. It's so unclear, but Sangut will always accompany Delem. And again, just like how Tualen and Merdah, we have contrast with two of those characters. These two characters also have their own contrast. When Delem is very fast, Delem is very arrogant, very strong. Sangut, oh my God. Good evening, everyone. I am Sangot. Please apologize, my brother. He's always so embarrassing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know just by watching him, you guys already feel embarrassed. I'm so sorry, but that's just him. I will just tell about myself. I don't understand how come I'm always the servant of antagonist. I don't understand how the director always put me in the antagonist side. But yeah, that is life. No matter how bad it is, I will just try to see it in the positive side. That's what I always do. So that's sangat. Again, in contrast from dalam that goes,
Tito is the
Sangat.
host, yeah?
Come here, 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 come here. Aduh, love. Please stop that. You are so loud, it hurt my ears. So that all of those four characters, I mentioned again the Tualen, the Merdah, the Dalam, and then the Sangut. That four character is the one that become the fundamental of Balinese character development, vocal development, even story development. It's all based on their pattern. It's all based on their character, that four character. Now, how those four character become the fundamental of Balinese puppetry? Let me give you an example. When you add the strength of Dalam's vocal and then the pattern of Tualen's, the low tempo of Tualen, then you get the typical king, demon king. And his sound goes like this. Oi. Oi. Hello. Wong kono juga puluh dawa. Kurang tidak lah orang lawan yatiki tuante. So that you maybe some of you can see how those four character become the fundamental, like taking two character become the fundamental of this sound. And just for your information, while ago I was using the Kawi language. So the Kawi language is actually the combination of Balinese old language and Javanese old language. In Bali, we have unwritten rule where all the main character, the king, the queen, the demon, the prince, the princess, they will be speaking in Kawi language, while the four servants that I mentioned before, they will speak in the local language understood by the audience. It might be English language, it might be Balinese language, it might be Indonesian language, any language understood by the audience. So other than being the fundamental of the performance, the four character I mentioned before is also the connector of the puppet to the audience. So that's just how important that four character is. And I would like to show you again the other character. So while ago we've seen how the tempo of Tualen combined with the tempo of Dalam, combined with the strength of Dalam's vocal become the demon king. How about if we take the strength vocal of Merdah and then we give the tempo of Tualen or tempo of Sangut, it will be the typical mainstream protagonists, you know, those handsome protagonists, those good-looking protagonists, and his sound will be like this. Hudia cerak ke po kita haywa kita madoh lawan jati kituan tu apa nimitani apa iya teki tuan tu beperayo anglarakan punang suijo karyo enaklah peparang po kita. That's how the other example of that 4 character being the fundamental of Balinese performance. Of course, other than humanly vocal, we also have other, like, for example, the vocal of monkeys, the Hanuman. This is a character, the name is Hanuman. In Ramayana, he is very famous because he is very strong, he can fly, he did a lot of achievement, and he is very nice, yet he's very tough. So how would you imagine a monkey in a form of human with godly strength and holistic divine power? Oh, yatne sirom baru tulumihat warikanang akase. Mawas lumikat ke kanan kanang ribu. Let me sorry, I have some technical. Let me check a bit. So sorry.
No problem, no problem. Take your time.
Yeah. Sorry, I have some technical problem. 1 minute.
Yeah. Later, I want to ask if there is some character of woman or not. Hello, Matthew.
Jangan ini pakai produk. Okay, here we are. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
So again, where were we? Oh, this is in human puppet, the monkeys, and also we have other animals like the elephant that goes those kind of sounds, and also maybe the tiger, those kind of characters. There is Balinese like to play with their own imagination, and the peak imagination of Balinese puppetry, I would like to say, is this. This puppet is called kayonan. Kayonan comes from the word kayun, which literally means your thought. So no matter what you think it is, that's it. This kayonan can be a mountain, it can be wind, it can be the ocean, or sometimes it can be the puppeteer itself. So when the puppeteer want to act as a narrator, then they will be using kayonan. This kayonan has no real shape. Some people call it gunungan because it resembles the mountain, but it's not really a mountain because you can still use it as a wind. Some people see it as golden because it has a lot of golden color. But again, according to me, this is the peak, what you call it? This is the peak beauty of Balinese imagination. Because with this, because it's very versatile, then you can use it for anything. So that's my introduction in Balinese tradition. And then what I would like to show you also is where the Balinese tradition has developed. It goes to a bigger puppet. So you guys can see between how our traditional puppet is and how our bigger puppet goes. This puppet is called the Wong-Wongan. This Wong-Wongan puppet is to answer some problem that comes when we use the traditional puppet. The problem is in Bali, we have a lot of big stage where we need to reach a bigger audience of audience with a further distance. But if we use the smaller puppet, then we need to fasten screen, we need to have a big lighting source, and then we need to have a lot of puppet. But if we have this puppet, we don't really need that screen. We don't really need to fasten that big screen and also have the big lighting source, because this puppet is already big. So it can actually reach a bigger audience. It can actually reach more distance and many other things. Before I continue to the question, I would like to share some of my work that shows how far the Balinese development has gone. I will show you in a minute. Okay. I'll share the screen now. Yep. I wish everyone can see, and this is some brief performance of it. On the front, you guys can see the Balinese puppet called Wayang Ental, owned by the Ental community, and then here you can also see our Balinese Wayang Golek, owned collaboratively by Paripurna and Kamajaya. Also, you guys can see how that a lot of Kayonan is collaborated in one screen. And also how Wayang Wong-Wongan, Wayang Golek, Wayang Ental, and also Shadow Puppet is collaborated in one performance. And also we have the last is what I call the Wayang Salut. So you can incorporate dancer with puppeteer, with puppet in one performance. And then you can also have Wayang Salut, in which that is a puppet that you actually use it like a costume, which is the dragon. And that is from me. I would like to know what is your opinion. Do you guys have any question? Maybe there is some discussion. I would give it back to you guys.
Thank you, Georgiana. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Is there any question, please? Somebody want to say something? Claudio Colombo, hi, with my Italian theater company. He said, Claudio says, hi, with my Italian theater company, Brett. We will be guest of the Pesta Boneca Festival in Yogyakarta at the end of October. We will love to have the chance to meet. Is it possible to have an email contact? Ours is Georgiana. You see there in the chat?
Yep, I see it, and I will send you our contact. Our @gmail.com. This is the contact of our company, the Kamajaya Art Studio. While this is, sorry, it is yahoo.com. Okay. It become automatic capital. While this is my personal email, if you guys would like to contact me, because me personally, I've been collaborating with the Wayang Ental, with the Wayang Sunar, and then the Kita Poleng. I've performed once in Pesta Boneka with the I Pedalangan company, and if the chance is there, if the God wants it, then hopefully we will meet Miss Miss Claudia, Miss Claudio Colombo.
Yes.
I'm sorry about the pronunciation.
Okay. Thank you for sharing the address. Manesh, do you want to talk or do you want to activate the audio so you can directly
exercise you practice on regular routine?
Thank you, Dito, for allowing, and thank you, Georgina, for your presentation. My question is, what voice exercises you practice on a daily basis, on a routine as a puppeteer, as a practitioner, as a student, so that you get the range of variety to find the vocals for each of different puppets, specific puppets. So what voice exercises you practice?
Interesting. So we actually have different method in the ancient time and these days. So in the ancient time, they will actually go to the waterfall and they will scream as much as possible, and then they will have the water fall on their mouth because they want to make their throat quite strong to reach long range of audience, because on that time there is no microphone, so they need to use their natural voice to actually reach the audience. But recently what we do is more towards practice through watching and imitation. So watching and imitation, because recently we have more documentation of puppetry, we can see more performance from other puppeteer. We can see how they do it, and usually each puppeteer will interpret with their own way to do it. Though there are some puppeteer who has their own theory, like sangut, you need to bring the sound to the nose, so it goes, oh, I don't understand what's happening. And then dalam, you actually bring to your throat and hey everyone, I'm dalam. And then for merdah, you bring to the top of your mouth, so you go kadaf. I'm very happy to have the presentation today. And then while you go deeper to the throat, and he goes like, there is some people who have those kind of theory based on the ancient literature, but what I believe have been performed around is more towards watching and imitation, and the best exercise is actually to perform the whole performance, because Balinese puppetry performance is around 1 hour to 3 hours of performance. And with doing the whole performance, you can actually train your throat, you can actually train the muscle of your mouth to reach the variety of multiple puppet characters. That's what I can see. Thank you very much, Mangku Suteja. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much, Manish Pachiaru. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Thank you.
It's okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's lovely.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I think I have a question. If I can ask.
Yes.
Is it possible I can ask question?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Georgiana, your presentation was excellent. I'm so happy that Balinese Wayang goes international. And I know that your father has become a great puppet shadow player and very well known already. I think we have a bit of challenge in regard to the puppet show. Nowadays, many options of the many options for the entertainment. Either it is online or directly, where the youth probably have less interest to watch wayang. So this is a big challenge to you as the future puppet shadow player on how to anticipate this kind of trend. So what will be your effort to face this kind of situation, Georgiana? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. I agree. It's quite a challenge to perform puppetry these days in Bali, especially because the main purpose of puppetry was for religion. But now all art has moved to entertainment. And what I would like to say is dance is the most healthy ecosystem in Balinese art. But what we need to realize is puppetry art industrially is a blue ocean industry. Why? Not many people can manipulate puppet. Not many people understand the creativity of puppet. Not many people understand the potential of the puppet. So I actually still have big hope in puppetry in Bali. And I would like to share to you guys that the puppetry in Bali is actually developing into a better place, towards a better future. Why I can say like that? First, you guys can see the quantity of students in the High School of Art in Sequati, and then also in the Indonesian Art College in Denpasar. So ISI Denpasar, and then also SMK Negeri 3 Sequati. The quantity of puppetry department student is actually increasing quite significantly compared to the years before. So now even the younger people is actually getting more interested in puppetry. That's one. That's the first thing I would like to tell you guys. And then the second thing is, last year in a government event called Bali Jan, for the first time, the closing of such a big event is not performed by a senior community or senior art studio, and it's not in the form of dance, but it is in the form of colossal puppet performance by the Wayang Antal community. Seeing this, seeing at least only that two factors that I can tell you guys now, that means the potential of puppetry art in Bali is actually quite high. Now it's just our obligation to continue it, to see the potential, to see how to show the potential, and to see how to actually use it efficiently. If the question is what me personally, Georgian personally is doing to face the puppetry challenge in Bali, I am joining every community I can. The Wayang Sunar, the Wayang Antal, the Paripurna, also a new company called Mayuka, and especially here in Kamajaya, every time we are told to do a performance, we don't find the shortcut by showing dance. Because actually, if you guys see, performing dance is quite easy in Bali. Finding dancer is quite easy in Bali. And then there is a lot of template performance in Bali, but we don't take that shortcut. We actually show a performance with puppet, either shadow puppet or the wayang wong-wongan that I show you guys. That's why last year in the government event called the R20, which is 2 years ago, in a performance called R20, an event almost as big as G20, an event also held by the government. We show puppet instead of the shortcut through dance or the shortcut through music. We show puppet. So that is what our effort is to face the challenge of puppetry art in Bali. I wish that answers your question. And if there is any other opinion or question from others. Thank you very much.
Is there another question? Okay, then, well, that was a wonderful presentation, Georgia and Professor Nyoman. Thank you very much for that generous knowledge you share with us. And thank you very much, Alessandra, to be here, Paulo, Beto Anduca, Sara, Manesh, Claudio Colombo, Matthew, and Mancusuteja, and Charlotte Olivier, and Thea. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We will put this recording, this record, we will put on the website of the Commission, on the, and then if you like to share this to any puppeteer you know, because it's we have in that channel of YouTube, we have all the recordings in the different puppet training institution with this kind of report of institutions, and to see what happened in training in puppetry in all over the world in different countries. So thank you once again. Thank you, Georgiana. Thank you very much, Nyoman Sedama, professor, dear professor. And I hope, yes, thank you. Thank you what you write on the chat. And okay, I wish you all the best, and thank you very much. Professor, you want to say something to close that meeting?
Yes, I would like to thank everybody, and thank you also for having me. I look forward to having some of you who are interested to study Balinese wayang performance, and I have only 6 bed for International Sedana. I mean, I can accommodate only 6 students, 6 people in my house. The rest must stay in the hotel. And Mangkus Tejo is one of our clique. He has very excellent restaurant while ago, and so I look forward to having some of you coming to Bali and practice or collaborate, whatever you like perform. So like you last time. Thank you very much, and wishing all of you and all of us the best of health, prosperity, and happiness. And please forgive me if anything inconvenient, something that not comfortable. Please forgive me if any mistakes. And let me close with Paramo Santi, wishing all of us peace, happiness, and harmony. Om Santi, Santi, Santi. Om. Peace.
Thank you very
harmony.
much.
Peace for all the world.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. 6